kind of content, that same thought with our new record. And so the record kind of began to develop a dialogue with America, and it does throughout the whole thing.
The man ruins everything.
It is.
What is the story? I noticed that there's some themes lyrically in it that attach to Upsides.
It really is. Well, first of all, the title is from a Simpsons episode. Have you ever seen it?
You know what? It's funny because I saw that. I'm like, what is this from? I went on Simpsons online, like not too much like all those films. I noticed it. I never brought that up to you until now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, as far as like continuation of themes, I feel like we're a band that writes very directly and very specifically about our lives, and everyone's life is a story, you know. And so there is a story that goes throughout all the Wonder Years records from Pathetic Forever on, and that story is our lives. And so for us to not include any themes from Upsides, I feel like would be dishonest, because we're still living those lives and we're still connected to the things that happen in Upsides. So Logo Man Ruins Everything is a song. I should also say that the record moves in a timeline. After the first song, which is Prelude, it begins December 2009, and it ends December 2010. And each song underneath the song title will tell you what period of time that song was about.
That's cool.
Logo Man Ruins Everything was about January, February 2010, and it was right when Upsides came out, which is obviously a positive record, but it was also when a lot of things fell apart for me, because my girlfriend and I broke up and I used to live with her, so now all of a sudden I didn't have the reason to come home anymore. Like, I was coming back from tour to her, and I didn't have a home anymore because I was coming back to our house.
Right.
So a lot of things kind of went down the shitter a little bit, and we were going on tour on this super positive record, and every night kids were like, so like, give me some advice because I'm depressed and I need help. And I was trying to give them advice, but I'm depressed and need help. And it dawned on me then that when we wrote the Upsides, I thought that it was a record about how I was better, because I went from being this like depressed kid to when we were writing that record, I felt really good about my life and everything was in place, and I loved my band, and I loved my house, and I loved my friends, and I loved my girlfriend, and I loved my job, and everything was where it needed to be. And now everything had fallen apart. And so I realized that I'm Not Sad Anymore wasn't like this decree of victory. It was more of a battle cry, what I would call it, because I learned in releasing that record and then falling back into depression that you're never going to win. If you struggle with depression, if you struggle with anxiety, if you struggle with any issue, it's in your head. It's the chemicals in your head. You're never going to beat it. You're never going to change your brain chemistry. But the point isn't to beat it. The point is to just keep fighting. And if you keep fighting, it's good. So, Logo Man Ruins Everything is about that concept. More or less. Do you want to talk about you guys have released 2 songs now.
Right.
You released Summer and Arrows.
Summer and Arrows.
And I have a serious affinity for both of them. I love both of those songs. 2 of my favorites on the record.
Thank you.
Is there one you want to talk about more? Because I have questions about both.
I'll talk about Arrows.
Can I ask you about Arrows a little bit?
Yeah.
I heard Arrows for the first time in our van when we were recording our record. Brett was out in California, he showed me the song. And the part where it goes, I left myself with no ride home, but it's the last night of summer and I don't mind sleeping alone. Remember when we were naked in the field behind your house?
Yeah.
And it created this beautiful, warm, nostalgic memory for me, even though they weren't my memories.
Yeah.
Was that the goal there?
That was the goal. That song is about growing up. About a lot of a recurring theme you'll find on our record. There's a lot about our youth and holding on to what you were when you were younger, and reflecting on the past. The past is like a big thing that we always do, and we hold on to with jokes, with songwriting. I mean, you do it too with Upsides, and
yeah.
this new record, reflecting on it. And I think like that particular story, that line when making it feel good in our house is like something that literally happened when when we didn't have a ride home. We just walked home, and then as a fun thing to do, we make it in the field. That's literally all it was, and we thought it would fit this bridge perfectly about capturing youth and something that everyone can reflect on, doing something, you know, feeling free and doing something rambunctious.
Can I ask? You say I'll shoot it down with arrows. That's where the song title comes from.
Right.
Are you an archer, or are these metaphorical arrows?
These are metaphorical. However, archery is one of my favorite hobbies.
What would you say the metaphorical arrows are a representation of anything in particular?
The line before is I know my own songs.
White flag.
Right, surrendering.
Yes.
Surrendering your youth. People telling you to grow up. So we shoot it down with arrows.
Just skip down to like.
Yeah, what's the question you need to know?
What's the heavy hitter?
Like,
Lloyd, pick the question.
What's like burning up inside you have to ask this man?
What do you need to know?
Okay, mostly these three I really like. The 8, 9, and 10. You can just look at them, speak on your own terms, whatever.
Realist pop punk is this. You label yourselves.
I want to ask the last one. That's mine.
Okay, I'll run through these real quick. Is realist pop punk a label we made up ourselves? Yes. Yeah, there are realist authors. I would consider Hemingway a realist.
Right.
They're direct songs. It's not. There's nothing existential about it. It's not the unbearable lightness of being. It is the sun also rises, and it is about love and bullfighting. I mean, it's direct, and that's. I feel like that's what we do, literally. Some advice you would give up and coming bands getting to where you are. We can answer that together.
See that?
Let's think. Don't have scrims unless you're playing like 1,000 cap rooms. You look like a dickhead.
Do not have a light show for your band.
Yeah.
At venues for under 100 people.
I don't understand why I don't understand why bands have like gigantic. I'm talking like tablecloth, scrim behind it, computer screen with the prices and like a basket of hearts for their 2 t-shirts. You know what I mean? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it honest. You know?
Simple, stupid. That saying is impeccable.
Like, I don't understand. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be flashy. It just has to be good.
Yeah. Sorry. More importantly, songwriting. Keep it honest. Keep it real.
You don't have to put a breakdown in it because you don't expect a breakdown in it.
Just because Pull Your Strong, you think Pull Your Strong sounds cool, doesn't mean that you feel like you have to do that. You have your own. You have your own voice. You have your own. You have your right to express yourself.
And
just do what you want to do.
And I'm not saying you don't want to write a breakdown. Right. If you want to write a breakdown, write a breakdown.
Right.
Don't feel
write the heaviest shit ever. Yeah.
Don't feel pressure to put a breakdown in a song because we see it every night. Every night there's a band that plays and really good songs, and then what seem to be forced breakdowns.
Right.
A lot of people that are forcing breakdowns in because it's what they think kids want to hear.
Right.
Don't write what you think they want to hear.
Write what you want to hear.
Write what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Do you want to ask the last question? I'll ask you a last question.
Right. Starting with Soupy Campbell, what are your favorite kinds of soup?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like soup. I have like some traumatic childhood experience with soup.
I got some pinpoint stories.
But I like broccoli cheddar from Panera. That's my jam. That's my soup. Can I ask you 2 questions to end it with? One.
Will I marry you? Yes.
Why is the record called Gospel?
It's a song that we sing and we live by. The ideals and the lyrics and the ideas expressed in it are all that we truly believe in.
I back that.
Yeah.
And the second one is more of a statement then question. I ran over your dog. Friends forever? Friends forever. We've been 1 year and 5 days. Thank you. Okay.